Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. I hope you're doing well. I got a couple of announcements I got to make. So, just share my screen. My Shopify store has been updated. I got the website designed, as you can see, and now I got to update everything else on it, like the quantity of all of my stuff. So now it'll look like an actual, more like a professional website when you go out there. So, which is nice. So it'll look a lot more professional than it did before. And the Etsy store is now being upgraded. So that should be ready in about a week. So that will also be upgraded to look a lot more professional, right? So this is Shopify. It's officially done. All right. And just a reminder that also there is a sale continuing on Etsy for most of this month. It's off. If you go out there and make a purchase, it's already deducted from the price to 30% off. So technically, you don't have to use the promo because the price is already reduced, but you can still put it in Cyber 30 to get 30% off. And the sale is from the 5th until the 24th of December. All right. So you can still get good deals over on Etsy. So don't miss out on these deals. In a few days, there's going to be the Patana oil listed along with more butter, and the edge cream is also going to be coming back over the next couple of days. So, the stuff sells out and it takes me a while to replenish my supplies, but it's all coming back. And I've also made changes to the rice leave-in conditioner. It's gonna look different, but it's got the same ingredients, but it's gonna look different. It's not gonna look like it did before, it's gonna look clear. So, it's gonna have the same ingredients, but instead of looking like a white color conditioner, it's gonna look clear. Same ingredients, you'll still get the same hair growth from it and everything, alright? And I am gonna be updating the pictures of the rice leave-in conditioner. So it's gonna look clear. When you get it in the bottle, it will look clear. Alright? So it's just upgraded, but you will still get the same good results from it. So I don't want y'all to think you won't get the same results from it. You definitely will. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna talk about Columbus, Ohio, where there's even more scamming from the Somalis going on. And, they're still, of course, online attacking us who have nothing to do with the fact that these folks are scamming. And I want you Somalians to know something. You're never going to get back in this country. You have ripped off the US government. You have stolen from the taxpayers. And you did this when this US government took you out of a bad situation in your homeland. Y'all were having a civil war, which is still technically going on now. And y'all were going through a famine. You were going through something really bad. And this government allowed you to come over here to stay. And instead of building your life and trying to live an honest life, y'all came over here and start scamming and stealing money from the government, the very government that helped your butt out. You stole from the people that helped you. So now they're taking your passports and they're confiscating your homes, your bank accounts, and apparently all of these businesses that y'all got, you used the scam money to start all these businesses, and a lot of your businesses are scams. They're storefronts, but those businesses are really technically not businesses at all, and you'll kind of see this as we get into these stories. And so you kind of bit the hand that fed you. And see, once they throw you, that's why they're taking your passports. Once they throw you out of here, do y'all realize you are never getting back in here? They're never going to give you another chance to come back in here after y'all ripped off the US government. They're not going to let y'all come back in here. You really blew it in a big way. That's why I don't understand why you think you can come to Black Americans online for help. What do you think we can do after y'all ripped off the US government? What do you think we can do for you? We can't do nothing for you. You know, you lucky they're not throwing all of y'all in jail. They're throwing you back in your homeland. But you can kiss your chance of coming back over here goodbye. Seriously, y'all really blew it. You are never coming back over here again. They gonna do everything they can. Why do you think Donald Trump said he's blocking people? He's putting a pause on people from third world country. He ain't playing. That mess is going to be permanent. He's not playing. This ain't no temporary. No, that's permanent. Y'all ain't getting back over here. He going this man gonna move mountains to make sure no Somalian will ever make it back to this land again after y'all stole billions and billions of dollars. And apparently you've done this from several different states across this country. You've done it from several states. Nobody can save you. I don't even know why you think you can call upon us to help you. We can't help you. And why would we help you? You were the ones that said we were lazy. We were career. I mean, I don't even know why you think the people you insulted should be the one to help you. And we can't help you. You done committed all kinds of crime. We can't help you. Y'all are on your own. And this government, they are done with you. They're not going to forget how they flew you over here, helping you out of a bad situation in your homeland. And then you got here and you pretty much screwed the very government over that helped you. They're not going to forget that. And they're not going to forgive you for that. They're not going to forgive you Somalians for that. So I don't know. Y'all, the ones that are self-deporting, those are the smart ones among you. The ones that are sitting around waiting for ICE to come, y'all are the stupid ones because they gonna drag your asses. Because I'm looking at the way the ones that they caught up to, oh, they gonna, you see how they done got rough with the Latinos. Oh, they are really roughing them up. They're now getting the black man treatment up in here. They'd take one Latino man and it'll be like 10 ICE agents piling on one Latino man. See, they getting the black man treatment up in here. They gonna start doing you Somalis like that. Just give it a few more weeks. Y'all gonna get that treatment up in here. It won't take them long to get around to doing that to y'all. Give it a few more weeks up in here because they doing that to the Latinos already. It is one Latino man and about 10 ICE agents will pile on that one Latino man. Your day is coming. Your day is coming, Somalia. Your day is coming. All right, y'all. Let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get to Columbus, Ohio. Okay, give me a one if you can see my screen. Thank you.
Shalom, shalom. So I just want to hop on here real quick to talk about the Somalians. Let's talk about the Somalians today. Um, I just want to share an experience. And yeah, this the Most High is removing these people because they are wicked. And before I get into what I have to say, let's talk about how they are filthy, disgusting, unhygienic animals. I'm sorry, but literally, and how they don't like, okay, I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and I didn't have to look up statistics to know and numbers to know that we next to Minnesota, we had to be number 2 because there's no way we're not, because that's all you see, right? They have literally taken over, or well, pretty much they have. Um, they think that they own everything. They cannot stand us Hebrews. They cannot. They can't stand us. They don't communicate. They don't engage whatsoever with us at all. And they think that we're jealous of them. And honey, please, honey, sir, ma'am, no, we all actually can't stand you. The other Africans can't stand you. If you mention a Somalian or say the say Somalian or Somali to a Nigerian or someone from Ghana or Sierra Leone or anywhere in any of the Kenya, I mean, disgusted. So, um, I just want to share, when I first moved to Columbus, 15 years ago. Now I want you to listen to what I'm saying here. 15 years ago, you know, I've shared before that I went through a divorce. Um, oh, before I get into it, and do not let me forget to mention they cannot drive to save their own lives. Horrible drivers, horrible. All they do is create accidents and bodily harm and death to people with their vehicles. But anywho, 15 years ago when I moved down here to Columbus, Ohio, I was working 2 jobs. I was going through a divorce, trying to get on my feet. I had reached out to every, because I'm a single mom. I have 5 children, ages 18 and under. Um, so, I'm down here starting over, getting it out the mud. Mind you, I had reached out to every possible government agency for help, food stamps, housing, all of that. Anything you might need in a situation like mine. And when I tell you, there was not one lick of help for me. So I ended up getting 2 jobs. I was working 2 jobs, one of them being an ESOL, English as a Second Language teacher to refugees. Now, mind you, in this in this school, there were all nations, but the majority were Somali people. I mean, you had people from all nations, Iran, India, you had people from Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, you had all kinds of nations in there. And I was teaching. I would go to my teaching job in the morning, and then at night I go to my second. Well, when I got off, I would go to my second job. And after being there for about 2 weeks teaching these people, right? Now, mind you, I just want to insert that all the other nations. I'm say this part, whether it was someone from India or someone from another African country or some other nation willing to learn English, willing to become a citizen, working hard, trying. The Somalians, baby, listen, they was not trying to learn anything. Well, I'll say the middle aged to older ones weren't trying to learn a thing. Okay. The young ones, yeah. And let me tell you, while they're saying we're jealous of what? Especially as women. Because I had to sit and listen to the younger females because the older ones, middle aged older ones, barely would try to engage. They barely could speak any English, if any at all. And the younger ones, especially the women, would sit and share these horrific tales of what it was like to live in their country and how they fled their country because they had, daughters and they didn't want their daughters circumcised. Yes, they would tell me their stories of being circumcised, how it was done, how, women, because they circumcised their women in Somalia. And the way they treat the women there, horrible, right? And so I was sitting listening to these stories. So yeah, the younger ones would come here because they wanted a better life, not only for themselves but for their children. But those older ones, oh no. And I would be in the class teaching, and I'm observing how the older women and men barely like. I'm like, okay, weren't even trying. We're not even trying. We're trying to learn a single word of English. We're trying to learn anything. And you have to understand the other nations, they were fine as far as like maybe hygiene and things like that go. The Somalians, part of their curriculum, they had to be taught how to bathe, how to all of that, all of it. And I mean, it didn't matter because the majority of them didn't do it anyway. Uh, but anywho, and so one day I'm like, I'm just observing, and I'm like, why y'all are not even trying? So I decided to go into the office one day and pull files. And I pull file after file, and I'm comparing files and I'm comparing students. And lo and behold, the Somali students, the middle aged to older Somalis, some of them had been in that class for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. Really? So I got to digging a little deeper. And we're not just this is completely the government. We're gonna they allow this, they condone this. They're a part of it. They're benefiting from it because as long as they came to the class, they were able to continue to receive and to continue to receive housing, financial aid, food stamps. That's why they're all riding around in Mercedes and BMWs and Audis and Lexuses. New, fresh off the lot, new. You can't make it up. Yes, with their designer bags and with their iPhones and walking around, not engaging with you, turning their noses up, walking around with nasty attitudes. Oh, Father only knows how many times someone has had to snap on these people. They're filthy, they're nasty. As soon as they walk in, you can smell them. I don't care if you're in the grocery store. I don't care if you're on the street. Okay. And yes, as long as they continue to come to that class, it didn't matter, that they had been in that class for 10 years, 15 years. No, as long as they continue to come to the class, they could receive all the benefits in the world. While me, who is a American citizen, had to work jobs, two jobs to support myself, was denied any possible help from any government agency. So yeah, they do need to go. They do need to go. You know, before I end this video, I can tell you a story about one because they can't drive. Uh, had to go to court because she had gotten into an accident and she didn't have her license. She had not yet received her license, and she was told after the accident when she went before the judge not to drive again. What does she do? She comes outside, gets into her car, pulls out of the courthouse and onto the street, and hits a man pushing his baby in a stroller and kills the baby. Kills the baby. Here in Columbus, Ohio. You know, so yeah, I'm going to just end it on that note. I hope everyone is having an awesome day. Shabbat Shalom. That's it.
Man, you know what? It's funny. I wasn't even gonna do this shit. But since all this Somali talk and then the Somalis then doxed old girl that's from Columbus, like just talking about what she visually be seeing and how they be finessing out here too, man. I'm gonna speak up. I got people on my Twitter right now. I'm gonna try to post this shit. Like, I got people on my Twitter right now telling me that how I hate the Somalis. I'm like, no, I don't hate them, bro. Like, we just have a rough relationship. Bro, you gotta think. The refugees came here, and I'm gonna give you history lessons. The refugees came here around 2000, between 99 and 2001. I can't remember the exact date, but around 2000, like they got here due to whatever going on in their country. Columbus, Ohio, was one of the places that got a lot of those refugees. Within that within that time, I'm going to middle school. We have an international middle school, like where we had every language there, damn, not every language, but like we had Swahili, Russian, German, Spanish, Japanese, Chinese, like we had everything for real. Like, so once once the Somalis got acclimated, they gave the kids a whole basement floor. Like they gave them the whole basement, like the ESL floor or something like that. So like Like they got the whole floor, and I'm not gonna act like it wasn't rough. Like I think middle school was rough for a lot of people. Like it's a bunch of shit talking, it's a bunch of kids being shitty kids for real. Like, bro, I ain't gonna say like I don't watch people trip the Somalis. I don't watch them trip themselves up the steps with their dresses, shit, which used to be funny as hell to kids. Like you can't fall in front of kids. That shit gonna be funny forever. Like, so like I get it. They needed a liaison when they got to the city, one that was younger, one that was older, to kind of help delegate these situations. But unfortunately, they didn't. And what happened is what we call Somali versus American riots. They happen all the time. One time specifically, I can remember it was the last day of school. We was getting back from a field trip at Wandale Lake. It was cold too. It wasn't cold, but it just wasn't a good day to swim for real. So we get back there, the bus pull in. I swear it looks like a whole war zone. But we step off the bus, there's flip flops and hijabs everywhere. Like, man, I ain't gonna out nobody because I'm still cool with some of these people to this day. One of my homegirls had one of the Somali girls on the ground beating her ass with her own flip flop, like bitch, whooping her like fucking the Somali men getting smashed on, like, and they trying to jump niggas and they getting beat like 1-on-5, losing, bro. Like you losing 1-on-5 matchups. Like, bro, shit crazy. Now I was in middle school at that time. Bro, I heard about the riots that happened at Big Mifflin, like in the high school that was going on. So it extended from the kids to the junior high. And I can only imagine the shit that probably happened when some of these adults had some of these workplaces and things like that. Like, so, man, listen, y'all shouldn't discredit anybody's claims to these stories because when it comes to the Somali specifically, like that's our generation. They came in during our lifetime, so we didn't got to see a lot of that shit for real, for real. Like I went through the cook and all that, but bro, like y'all done put us through some shit. Y'all done been mad disrespectful to us Americans, even as kids, bro. I just told somebody one of these little boys, bro, tried to choke me, bro. Like getting on the bus, first day they there, getting on the bus, dude sitting in my seat. I just asked buddy to scoot over, bro. I sat by myself, like he ain't understand me. I'm looking at him, I'm like, dang, like he from here. Like, I'm like, hey, can you know what I mean? You in my seat. I sit here. Can you scoot over? Like, he looked like he understands, but he's being a dickhead for real. So I sit down and I scoot his ass over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker look at me like, you disrespect my father and put his hands around my neck. Boy, I stood up. I started choking and punching on this little nigga for real. Like, got me fucked up. Like, bus driver come back. I don't even know what to say to, but I like, Mr. Allen, bro, he was sitting in my seat. All I did was ask him to move. He started choking me, bro. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, like, so listen, man. I don't discredit nobody's stories of what's going on with these Somalis, bro. They did all kind of shit, bro. I know about Somali versus American riots in Hilliard, bro, in these suburbs. So you can't say this shit just happening in the inner city. This shit happened right across from Hilliard Davidson High School. Like, you wanna know what I know is going? Bro, they said the Somalis was trying to jump niggas left and right. They caught a few niggas slipping, but they was getting their ass beat and they was dropping like flies to where they had to start bringing out bats and shit. And they was still getting their ass beat, dropping like flies. So I don't hear none of all these young Somali niggas talking about, oh, we travel the cruise, we jump niggas. Nigga, we shoot niggas. What you think? Like, what stereotypes did you see when you came over here? Like, and I know they probably seen the worst stereotypes of black people and shit. Like, damn, these black Americans is aggressive as shit. For what Africa is showing them their propaganda of America, what America is showing them the propagandas of America, which is probably saying that we the worst parts of America, but they dropping y'all right off in the hood. You know, I know who being scammed? All of us. That's who's being scammed. But hey, go off though.
Hey, y'all. I just wanted to come on here and say thank you to all the people who have sent me messages.
You know why they believe that, y'all? Come on. I'm not surprised that even when they gang up on our brothers, they still can't beat our brothers. Remember, this is Kush, and they're trying to gang up on a Hebrew, and they still can't beat our Hebrew. They can't beat our Hebrew brothers, y'all. Look how small and scrawny these Somalian dudes are. Do you really think they're gonna be able to beat up on a Hebrew brother? You see how our Hebrew brothers are built? You see how the average Hebrew brother is built, right? And you see how small and frail most of those Somalians are. Yeah, I guess a whole gang of them do try to come at one of ours and they still get the beat down. Come on. Come on. You know, one of our brothers can probably handle 5 of them all by themselves. Come on. Come I'm serious, y'all. You see the size of them dudes? Yeah, one of our guys can probably handle 5 all by themselves. You know? So I'm not surprised when he told that story that, even when they had baseball bats, our brothers still could beat the brakes off of them when they had baseball bats. I'm not shocked over that. I'm not surprised. Yeah, I mean, come on. All right, let's get to this sister story.
Messages about my Columbus Somali fraud video. I may not have replied back, but because I have so many messages and also I have a lot of threats on my life messages from the Somali community, and I am busy reporting all of these messages, making screenshots. sending them off where they need to go, all of that. So it is a lot. But I see y'all's messages too. And I want you to know they bless me. Like I can come to a message that's threatening me, calling me names and all of that. But the next 5 messages are love. And I thank y'all for building me back up and getting the darkness out. And then I'll come across another message that's scary. And then message after message of love from y'all. It helps. Trust me. There are a lot of people messaging me with long stories about things that they have seen, fraud that they have actually encountered from that community and people in that community. I'm not going to say everybody in the community is bad. We know that is not a thing, but we also know that there is a MO going on, okay? And so I want to say thank you to those people who are sending me the long stories, but I don't know what y'all want me to do with them. I would say, I know you're afraid to say it yourself. I've even had some people send me long messages about what happened when they did say something and how they were attacked by Somali community. And trust me, Chad, I know I'm experiencing it. I feel for you, and I know why you would want to stay out of it now. They intimidated you. Um, Maybe I'll compile all of those messages together when I get a chance. But right now, I'm dealing with all of the threats on my life. I have to take care of those messages first before I can get to the good stuff. Okay. But I would encourage y'all to share it, send an email. There's got to be a fraud hotline or something you can send those messages to. I'm just not able to take care of them right now for y'all. But I thank y'all for the love, and I love y'all much, and we will stay vigilant. Mwah. Bye-bye. Come see Columbus, Ohio, fraud investigators. If you go to the government-assisted housing areas, you will find that most of the housing is Somalians. I would say about 80% of the government assisted housing in Columbus is occupied by Somalians. And the parking lot is occupied with a whole bunch of brand new cars. And the women walking around have designer purses with EBT cards, and they have Apple iPhones stuck up in their hijabs. Yeah. And then go to the businesses that are owned by the men. Because see, what happens is when you have a restaurant or when you have a little corner store and you have a couple of wives and you only have to claim one, then that means the other wives get EBT cards. And you can use those EBT cards to buy food for your store or your restaurant. Yeah. Or what you can do is you can get a home health aid company and then you only hire Somalians to work the home health aid. And what you do is you just make sure their paperwork looks right. It don't have to be right, but you just make sure it looks right. And then you send them off for those home health aid jobs. Y'all don't want to talk about fraud. So they are outside my house throwing something at my windows. And no, I'm not going to go look out the window and take video and all of that. I'm not going to the window. That's what I think they want me to do is go to the window. I'm more angry than I am mad, even though my heart is bouncing out my chest. I am angry because that is stupid. And it makes me also concerned because I live in a boarding house, which means there are other women in this house. How do you know exactly which window is mine? Who told you? They got to be in this house to know.
No, she needs to call ICE. She needs to call ICE. And number 2, you know who I think gave her up? Her landlord. Because as she's speaking, her landlord is a Muslim. And I think her landlord is foreign. And I think her landlord is the one that told these Somalians that live in the area that she was putting these videos out talking about the scamming that they're doing. And they are really doing this scamming in Columbus, Ohio. And this came from her landlord. And so they're showing up at 5 a.m. and throwing rocks at the window. No, it's her landlord. It's her landlord. Her landlord is a Muslim and her landlord is foreign. That's where this whole thing is coming from. And she needs to call ICE. One thing about ICE is notorious for showing up at like 3 in the morning and 4, they like to surprise people. So that's what she needs to do. She needs to call ICE. And yes, on that landlord too. She needs to call ICE. All right, let's go on.
And yes, I rent from Muslims, so I don't know if my landlord told somebody which room is mine. But I'm not going to the window. And I'm not going to stop talking. They're trying to intimidate me. I must be telling the truth clearly. If I was making up stuff or if it was a fantasy, folks would have kept scrolling. But I'm not making up stuff. There is fraud in that community. And no, it's probably not everybody, but it's enough of them that they are like Planet Z zombies coming after me. I'm not going to stop talking.
Oh yeah, the Somalians have it figured out in Columbus. I went to the Walmart on Georgesville to see if I could see people filling their carts or just kind of see what I could see. It's not the way they do it. They've got it figured out way better than that. Every single Somali restaurant has a grocery store right next door or within eyeshot of the restaurant. The specific one I went into today had it attached to the restaurant. And wow, what an adventure that was. Stay tuned for more on that. Anyways, the grocery store and the restaurant were the same building. So they don't have to go to a Walmart or a Sam's Club or a Costco necessarily. They can just order everything they need to their grocery store that's right next to or attached to the restaurant that they also own and never have to fill a single cart. And I guarantee you, if you looked at the records of those grocery stores, they lose tons of money every year, and it's probably used as a tax write-off because those groceries are being funneled into those restaurants with a daycare center on the opposite side. And that's the common trend you'll see. There's restaurants, grocery stores, and daycare centers, and also home health care businesses. I can't forget the home health care businesses. Nakia was absolutely right. And the reason for the daycare centers, I found out while I was at Walmart. 3/4 of the workers I saw working in Walmart, especially the cashiers, were Somali women. You got to figure if you have 2 or 3 wives that you don't have to claim, these women can go work at Walmart full time for $15 an hour and still qualify for food stamps as long as they have a couple kids, which you can guarantee you they at least have 2 kids. Hell, they average 7. Or same story as working as a home health care aide. They have most definitely figured out the system and how to take advantage of it. And Columbus doesn't break down its numbers like Minnesota, but if anything like the 88% of the Somali community is on social services in Columbus, I can only imagine how deep the fraud is. So I'm changing tactics and going back up Monday, and I have a couple ideas to see if I can't sniff a few things out. Thanks for tuning in. Keep it icy.
Okay. Yeah, look, she can call the police because in most cities now, the cops are working with ICE. I mean, if you look at the videos, ICE and the cops are out there together because they are working hand in hand. But I'm just saying she don't have to be a sitting duck. Now we know ICE is after these Somalians. So they would definitely come out there and get them. Now, she said they are Muslims. Now, I don't know if they are Muslims as Somalians or they're Muslims as in some other type of Arab. I don't know. Now, she didn't really give a lot of details on what they were, but all she said was the landlords were Muslim. And I'm sure they're probably watching what she's doing. So, wow. But anyway, I hope the sister will be all right. I hope people are looking out for her. If she got relatives in the area, maybe they can take her in for a while. I hope somebody can help her. I really do. I hope somebody can help that sister. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is the update. It just goes to show you no matter where these Somalians are, they are scamming. It doesn't matter what state they're in, they're scamming. And Donald Trump, he ain't going to stop until he gets these people out of here. He really truly meant what he said about getting them out of here. He meant every word of that. He is going to get every single one of them out of here. And, they're just starting in Minnesota, but these other places where they are finding that they're scamming, they're going to be going to these other places like Columbus and Maine, where they are finding scamming in those places as well. Mhm. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. And as usual, we'll come back together on other stories. But I deeply thank you for your support and thank you and keep sharing the videos and absolutely keep watching and sharing your thoughts in the comment section. Shalom, family.